Louisa, we're ready to go. Sorry for the delay. So today I'm doing seller Q&A. I am going to also add the feature of inviting people in if they want to ask a specific question. I'm okay with that. Um, but I'm excited. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about. And if you guys have any questions about reselling or whatnot, or eBay or Poshmark or any other platform, let me know and I'll try to do my best to help you. What's up, Jen Deals? I feel like a lot has changed. What's up, Park City? I'm from Cottonwood Heights, so just down the street. Um, but reselling has changed a lot. I feel like it's easier than ever to get started. There's so many different platforms now. Live selling is growing. There's so much inventory now because retail is slowly dying, and it's exciting to see what happens in the future. I do think we're going to become extremely slow sales in the next 3 to 6 months. I don't see any indication that this summer slowdown will be better than in previous years. It's going to be less people shopping. Groceries are a lot more expensive. So I don't know if people are going to be, I mean, the number of people like just in my area that are signing up for DoorDash or like Instacart and they're making 50, 70 grand a year or 80 grand a year or even 100 grand a year and they're signing up for side gigs right now just shows times are tight. So I don't know if people are going crazy right now on buying other stuff. But happy to answer any questions if you guys have. And supply has been, it's been coming back a little bit. I feel like it was difficult to acquire inventory for a while, but a lot of people are not selling stuff right now. Close plus stuff, you're about to hit 100K month. I love it. That was a goal for of mine when I first started on Whatnot to get to 100,000 a month. It's really doable, even with, I would say, like a two-person team. You can do 100K a month pretty sustainably. Just one person shipping for you, or one person. Um, that's pretty much it. You just need somebody to help you with shipping, and you can do about 100K. Two part-time shippers is good. I have had. I don't like part-time help. I only like full-time help because full-time help is more reliable. Um, Polish is asking about sales. I think sales are going to be very slow in the next 6 months. There's just not, people don't have extra money. Um, Luis is asking about my ASD experience last week. You know what? Surprisingly, I was able to get probably 5 to 10 new suppliers, but not from ASD itself, just from the places that I went to, the places I went to. So, Whatnot hosted a Top Golf event. Went to the Top Golf event. I met I met probably a dozen suppliers at the Top Golf event, which is interesting because uh, it was kind of scary going. So close plus stuff. This is interesting. In Vegas, they basically marketed to um, 11, or I'm sorry, 1,800 vendors were there supplying people with goods. So 1,800 vendors. I feel like Whatnot signed up every single person there to sell. They had the best booth. Um, and everyone signed up to be a seller. But a lot of the people did not want to sell. They were like, "Give me somebody who already sells, and I'll supply them." So I got a few suppliers like that, and a lot of them are not happy with influencing. So that makes me wonder about the future. I'm going to continue to make content for people because I like it, but it does hurt me from working with the bigger people. The bigger people do not want anything related to social media. They want to supply people in silence. They don't want people to know their names, where their company is. Like they don't want to know who owns the contracts because they're all so valuable. All these contracts are worth millions of dollars, so they don't really want people to know who has the Target contract or Walmart or Bloomingdale's or Saks Avenue. All those contracts are super secret. So they don't like people who have social media. They like brick and mortar people. Um, so if like Bo had 10 stores in the PNW and they want to sell to those kind of people so that they can just sell it quietly. They don't want it online at all. Um, yes, the early streamers I let go because I don't. I actually doubled my revenue and cut my streaming hours by 2/3. I don't stream as much now. I make more money. I might even possibly reduce my hours even further for to around only 5 hours a day. Um, do I think sales are down and whatnot? No, I don't think so. I think sales are probably record highs, to be honest. I think sales are probably record highs. The thing is, there's also record number of sellers. So Jen, that's something interesting. But there's no way sales are down and whatnot. They're ridiculously high. I'm seeing, so Close Plus Deals is posting their first 100K month coming up soon. I know a dozen people who are doing $1 million a month. So I mean, like, I'm not one of them. I'm not doing $1 million a month. That's probably my next goal. But lots of people are exploding on the platform. It's not shrinking. It's growing. Um, I'm still getting 10% more sellers, or I'm sorry, 10% more new buyers every single week. So obviously, the platform is growing a lot. I'm not doing anything different, and I'm getting new sellers on there. I'm thinking about doing more social media stuff. Um, but again, I think it's, if I was trying to be the biggest seller, I would operate in silence. But I don't know. I don't think that's a goal of mine because I don't. I can't put enough work in to be the biggest seller. That's like an incredible, or even that I can't even be a top seller. $1 million a month is hard. That's like a lot more um, work. You think little sellers? No, little sellers always have the easiest time and whatnot because you have no overhead. So if you, Sweetie Pete, if you are at home or in your bedroom, a big seller can't compete with you because we have overhead. We have staff, buildings. I mean, just last year I paid over $1 million in payroll. So if you're just doing it by yourself, um, you don't have to do that. You can offer it cheaper, and people will always buy from you if you can offer a better deal. Running paid ads as on Facebook has helped growing the following. Uh, I've always had a positive ROI running ads on Instagram. I've never run any ads on Facebook. I don't have time to run ads for Instagram, but they do work. And I have not been able to help have somebody write an ad for me. Oh, sweet Pete. There's people who just start who have 500 people in their chat. I just saw somebody first stream 900 people in their chat. It just depends on what you have. Like, if I was new, I'd be putting together insane shows because you have no overhead. I would just get amazing stuff. So like, go to 100 thrift stores and pull out the best 100 items. You can get 100 people in your first stream, no problem. As long as it's just like Patagonia, 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 North Face, North Face. If that's your show and your show's called Patagonia and North Face, $13 starts. It's gonna be full. You know, like small sellers got it really, 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 really have a huge advantage. Huge advantage. Big sellers end up having to sell a lot of filler just to keep their staff busy. Um, do you think for a small part-time eBay seller, you're better off buying thrifted used clothes or new tags, lots of clothes? It depends on your model. Like for a part-time seller, it really doesn't matter because you don't need to be efficient. Like if you're just doing it part-time, then um, I heard a really good saying, which was if you have two jobs, you have no job. That's not like sounds really interesting, but I really, really liked that. Central Coast, thank you for downloading to join. I feel like um, it's true. If you have two jobs, you have no job because like it, it's like I don't look at a job like something that pays me. I look at it kind of as a career. My job is selling liquidated past season goods right now. That's my occupation. I'm full time. Part time, it honestly doesn't matter because like there's no metrics to it. It's not a you could do it however you want. That's why like I always get flack on YouTube when I say like, oh, it's easier if you have a system. Because people are like, oh, I don't have a system and I'm doing fine. That's because you're not doing it for a living. You're just doing it for fun or part time. If you're doing it part time or for fun, then it doesn't matter. It just you're doing the main purpose of it is that you're doing it not to be streamlined or but again, I don't know why my opinion even matters for your store. um, but if you're getting to that, if you're a small seller, it's really easy to get a lot of people in your stream. It's just that you don't have very good items. Small sellers they have the most advantage because you don't have any other bills other than buying the stuff. Whatnot do I think that giveaways help on the algorithm? Kind of. So okay, this is my theory on this. Where? What to wear where? The algorithm is actually based, in my opinion, on number of sales per hour and how much the sales are for. So if you have a giveaway, you have to use it to sell things for more money or to sell more things than you would without the giveaway. Does that make sense? So, like, let's say you have no giveaway, you're selling one item an hour. Now you have a, a, a small giveaway. Now you sell two items an hour. You would be ranking higher in the algorithm because you're selling two items an hour. But let's say you sell an item for $10 and now you do a giveaway. Now you sell the same item for $20. That's going to boost you in the algorithm because the algorithm is based on what makes whatnot the most money. So, um, what makes whatnot the most money is actually the same thing as what makes customers the most happy, if that makes sense. So essentially, if there's like 100 people trying to buy one thing and one person buys it, the person that buys it is going to be more satisfied than if there's 5 people in the chat and nobody wants it and that person bids $1 because they pity you. So you get a pity bid. That person's going to be unhappy no matter what they get. But if it's like 100 people trying to get the same thing, then I actually think you need. So who's that small person? Sweetie Pie. I think you need like 20 people in your stream to have a good show. 20 people. Okay, so if you want to get 20 people, all you need is a couple good brands. That's it. I'm 100% positive that I could start a new stream right now, not show my face and get more than 20 people just by the stuff I put in the show. Um, Vintage jewelry is harder because it's less trendy. So like if you put vintage costume jewelry show, right? That's not going to trend like Tiffany and Co. blowout inventory because Tiffany and Co. is more recognized than vintage jewelry. It doesn't mean you can't build that show up. I'm just saying that's how you would get people in. You'd say, I have a Tiffany Tiffany earrings I'm selling today, right? So you go to the store, you get a good deal on that, and while people are waiting for that, you sell your vintage jewelry. Um, Title and thumbnail are insanely important because would you want to go to a vintage jewelry show or a Van Cleef and Arpels show? You know what I mean? Chrome Hearts show. If you did a Chrome Hearts show, your first show, you'd have 500 people in it. That's just how popular it is. So here's another question. If you're a new seller, would you upload all the items? I would, because in the beginning, you're people don't trust you and they don't know you. So if you're not um, giving as much information as possible, then you're not going to sell anything. But I can just say, hey, I'm selling this paper box, this paper bag. I'm going to sell this crumpled up piece of paper. And on this crumpled up piece of paper is a piece of information that will help you. And people would buy it because I've already been doing this for 8 years now. I've been talking about this. So, like, they would trust that what's on that piece of paper is worth it. You're 2.5 years and you haven't found a good, dependable source. Very difficult. I've been doing this for, I want to say like 20 or 30,000 hours already. I've been doing this. You know, say like 10,000 level, you start to learn something. I still don't have dependable suppliers. They still change because um, this is why. I'll tell you why. Good product doesn't need a source. That's the problem. So like, eventually, all your deals, sweetie Pete, need to be with the brand. Um, if you don't have a deal with the brand, even the brand doesn't need you. Like, all the best brands in the world, they don't need you. So unless you actually buy them and you open up a store, they don't need you. So sourcing is very difficult. There is no real operating alone is not a roadblock. It's easier. Um, I guarantee you, sweetie Pete, that if I came to you and I was like, okay, I'm working for you, you have to pay me $1,000 a week. That is harder, okay? Because you have to pay me $1,000 a week and you have to make money on top of that. It's not easier with help. I think people are they're confused. Like it's way, way, way easier by yourself. If I had no staff, this would be so much easier. You're experiencing growing pains and it's causing you to be delayed shipping. Can't do that. So I'll let out. Um, Nothing will ruin a store faster than not fulfilling orders. So don't do that. Just grow slower or just stop and take a break. That's what we're doing now. We just stop and take a break, finish shipping before we move on. Otherwise, it'll catch up with you really fast. Um, it's the fastest way to get banned. It's the fastest way to lose credibility with your audience. Um, just gotta stop whenever you're going too fast. Apologize. Um, Refund people if you have to. Cancel orders if you have to, and then just move forward slower. Alone is too slow. Alone is not too slow. Alone is fast. Um, a group you go further. Does that make sense, guys? If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go further, go with a team. Um, there's nothing faster than one person. You know where everything is. You know what you paid for it. You know what it costs. You know all the selling points. There's no one. What's up, cleaner? There's nothing even remotely close to as fast as one person. Running the auctions, still faster with one person. Because okay, with three people, you realize it also costs me three times as much as just one person, and they're not going three times as fast. The only reason I do it is so they can go longer. It's not faster. It's not faster. Faster is slow. I'm sorry. Faster is expensive. Nick, will you check the door? Thank you. When your family helps, you get nothing done. Yeah, you have to. It's very difficult. Also, I don't like family helping because I want people to come to work and do what they're paid to do and go home. Your family does not do that. Like you're like, hey, can you help me for a minute? Why? Why are they going to help you? Because they like you, or because they're supposed to, or like I just don't like contracts like that. I like clear and family members like they can slack off and you can't say anything, or you can say something and you mess up the relationship with them. I just don't want that. I just want like, what are you hired here to do that and then leave. Always have an opinion. I'm not really interested in working with family at all. Doesn't work. I don't know if I want the REI. They present it to like everyone. I also hate that. I also hate doing business with people in California. um so there's a lot of strikes um against that seller. I do not like buying goods from California. Just don't get it. Southern California, like, this is what they say: come on over. And I hate that. I don't get why. I've lived so many places. In Utah, people say, come on over and we'll figure out what to do. I'm not coming over. Let's figure out what to do before I come to your house. LA, people are like, come to my warehouse. Let's check it out. I don't want to go to your warehouse and check it out. Just tell me what you have. They just don't do that. Do I recommend listing the same items to your bin auction as well? No. I'd recommend selling on different platforms if it is different inventory. It doesn't make sense because it's just double work to list the same item, buy it now as auction. Vicky is asking, the secret to finding suppliers is being what those suppliers need. So, for example, I just got 600 pairs of Jordans or something because the guy was like, hey, I need to sell all these Jordans right now. My store is closing, right? Here's the invoice from my store, um, and I need it gone today. So, um, delivery, thank you. I'll take the one on top. What is that? I have no idea. Oh, let's open that. Okay. Thank you. Oh, I know what those are. Those are toilet paper things. Oh, nice. Um, Want to open the box for it? Yes, please. Yeah. Gotcha. Actually, no, you can just leave it there. They'll open it. Okay. Thank you. So networking is largely a waste of time. The secret to finding suppliers is being the solution that they need, and they will find you. That's the secret. But other than that, if you're just trying to find suppliers, the key is just asking, figuring out who is in charge of what supply and what they need. The secret is when you become known as that person that can handle that for them, and then they can come help you. I'm sorry, they look to you for the help. So here's an example. Somebody just messaged me. I will pay you $1,000 for half an hour of your time. I have 3 questions I need to ask you about my whatnot operation. That's really clear. And like, I usually don't like doing that because like, what if I'm not answering them the right questions to their thing? But I've already done what this person's trying to do. So maybe a half an hour of my time is worth it. That's better than networking. I didn't know that. Okay. Before I thought I'm gonna go to this networking event and meet all these random people. But it's better to just ask the person that already knows the answer and pay them for their time. That's probably an easier way. I don't know if I'm going to say yes to this guy because I don't. I'd rather spend that 1 hour of time working on my own business than helping this person. But that's something to consider. So AC is asking, what is the easiest process of your business to delegate to your workers? I'd say the easiest thing to delegate to workers is shipping. If your shipping is organized, if your shipping is not organized, it's very very difficult to delegate, and it's like whatever the process that's the most clear to you would be the easiest to delegate. Is there a market on Whatnot for small brand and lower tier plus size clothing? There's a market on Whatnot. Whatnot's demographic is like 40 to 60-year-old women in the women's contemporary market. At least my audience is like in the maybe 30 to 60 range. And generally those are the same women that wear plus size, but it depends generally. So I would say yes, there is a market for that. Um, you're marketing for your consignment program. Yeah, definitely. Consignment is a great way to go. If you're organized, I personally, what's all this? You got that MacBook. Yeah, I saw that. And then I'm just looking to see if these are wallets or not. Okay. Um, so many people have death piles of inventory. Tons of people have death piles of inventory. I don't do any buys unless it's at least 1,000 items. Otherwise, it's a waste of time. Why are some sellers running really inexpensive items just to have 1,000 sales in one show versus making a better profit with less sales? This is the reason why. And this might be beyond your comprehension because it's kind of it doesn't seem like it would make sense. But on this platform, it's easier to make $10,000 in an hour than it is to make $1,000 in an hour. I'm talking profit. It's easier to make $10,000 profit in an hour than $1,000 profit in an hour because the best streams are recommended. So this is going to be really hard for like anybody doing, I don't know, less than like 50,000 a month in sales to understand because it's so disorienting to sell things for little to no money or to take a loss because it's just when you're small you don't do that. But it's a no-brainer for me to sell 300 things for $2 to be ranked number one in the recommendation. No brainer. I mean, I make $20 profit sometimes 100 times in 5 minutes. I've made $1,000 profit in 5 minutes pretty much every single show that I do. So if you do the cheap inexpensive things to boost yourself in the algorithm, it's a no-brainer. It's like asking why someone would pay quadruple the rent to be the very first person in the food court. When you go to the food court, people are already hungry, right? If you're the very first stall, you get something like 30% of the business. That's crazy, right? So like you're going in literally just where your stall is, 30% of the sales go to that person. So does it make sense though to pay quadruple the rent, right? Only if like you're like, well, I can make $10 on a sandwich, right? Why would I sell sandwiches for $1? I mean, just obviously for more people to buy your sandwiches. That's really the like, but it's just like an advanced concept. I feel like not very many people are get that. They're like, oh, why do you do dollar starts? I That's so weird to me that you would ask that question. There's no reason you could think of that people would do that. I can think of like hundreds of reasons for any strategy. Any strategy has hundreds of reasons that people do it. So like there's no like why would that store why would their branding be red instead of green? There's a reason. Everything has a reason. Um Does Whatnot disclose who are the top sellers on the platform? Kind of. So if you read the annual report from Grant, he talks about certain sellers and certain metrics, and you can figure it out. I have a pretty good idea who the top sellers are on the platform, based on the information from that annual report. What category would you recommend selling if you have different items? Um, the one that has the most people in one of the categories that you sell in. That would be what I recommend. You're wondering if Whatnot runs incentives. They do from time to time, depending on what their initiatives are. So, for example, I'm the very first seller in the women's category. Um, so like they asked, I was selling men's vintage and men's sneakers because they didn't have a women's clothing category before me. So they ran different incentives to encourage people to come over. I can think of hundreds of incentives that Whatnot has done. Um, they did. They've done like no fees for sellers. I mean, that's not just me. That's like the whole platform. They've done no fees. Like in Black Friday, there was no fees. They've had like reduced commissions. They've paid bonuses. Um, I'm positive they pay some celebrities to come on the platform. No commission. There's like all different kinds of incentives that people do. So, really, in my opinion, there is no bad item. It's just like certain items need more incentive to sell. So, for example, if I was gonna say, um, "Do you guys want to buy this um, crumpled up piece of paper?" Not a very good item, right? This is like a piece of paper is like it's not even 1 cent, right? And it might be worth less than 1 cent because it's crumpled up. But it could have a piece of information in here, like maybe it has a really good "your mama" joke is written on here, right? That's the incentive to buy it. So like that's all. I think if you're just thinking about it that way, it's a lot easier to be successful and Whatnot because you're not so worried about what you're buying, you're worried about how to sell it. And on Whatnot, you have an ability to sell it. um but all the huge sellers, it doesn't matter what category they're in because the value that they're providing is so high that so many people are recommended from all the categories into their stream that it just doesn't matter. Yeah, see, Funko sold a $300 paper towel. I bought a $160 Post-it note. So it just, what was written on it was worth it to me. Um, some YouTubers they pay. I'm also a YouTuber that they've paid to do content for them. So like they pay when it makes sense. I feel like I brought at least 7,000 people to the platform though. That would be my guess. Um, who are the top sellers? I think Backyard Breaks, I would guess, is in the couple $1 million a week range. Just based on what I've seen on their show. If you're talking about volume sellers, definitely them. Joe Hollywood, I would not say is in the top sellers. It depends on what you consider top, though. I'm talking top, like maybe like top 100. Do not think Joe Hollywood's in the top 100. Top 1,000 for sure. $2 clothing, I would say is probably one of the most profitable sellers, but I don't know what his um I'm sorry. I bet his profit percentage is good, but revenue wise, I don't think Chris is in the top 100. That would be my guess. Number one is backyard breaks. I would be surprised if they do less than 100 million a year. I, I don't know if they're number one, but they're definitely, if you look at their shows, they're doing more than 100 million a year would be my guess. So like open bins, I don't think so. They only operate 3 days a week or 4 days a week. Um, I'm gonna guess 300,000 a week for open bins. I don't know though. That would be my guess. If I were to guess, it'd be like 15 million a year. Katie Co. Um, very good small operation. Um, she's in the same category as like ZK Styles. Plenty of those streamers where it's like just a couple people helping and a streamer. Really, really good. Backyard Break sells cards, but there's lots of sellers that are in the there's got to be at least 100 sellers that are doing 1 million a month. I would be surprised if there's not that many. Um, Circle City Bundle or Marielle's, none of those are in the top 100 for sure. Elux, not even close. There's a huge difference between um, like even 400K a month and $1 million a month is just so different. Because I know I have not, the most I've done in the month is 900,000, and that was insane. $1 million a month every month. I know tons of, not tons, but I know a few sellers that do that, and that's like a totally different. The Dawn Luxury, that's a really really good guess. I would guess. Let me see the Dawns. I don't know, but I would I for sure, but I would guess like in the 1.2, 1.3 million a month. Um, I haven't seen products 2024. That's exciting. I'm gonna take a look at that. Um, I think I brought around 7,000 people to the app. I think I'm a huge part of this. Um, Daily Upgrades is what's that kid's name? Stone, right? Really, 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 really good stream. I think that guy is 22 years old. He's probably doing hmm, I would definitely guess over 500,000 a month. I don't know if he's in the million a month though, because um he's the only streamer, but he's I would guess definitely over 500K a month, but I don't know if he's in the 1 million range. I think if I did all of my streams, I think I could get the same kind of popularity as Stone. If I streamed 4 or 5 days a week for the same schedule, I think I would have that same kind of cult following. But like it's just a lot to do, and that's not what I want to do, which is I want to own a company that works without me. It's always been my goal. But like as far as building that cult following, that's like a really, really, really good way to earn um 250 to 500,000 a month profit. I would guess the top streamers on the platform making 200 to 500K a year on like, two to $5 million in sales. Thank you, coffee. I just think when you get to that, what is that called? Just a different thing. Like the 1 million a month, it's got to be at least 100 sellers that are there. So Brooke, so Lisa, this is so important. Brooke is incredible at what she does, which is like being mesmerizingly fun to watch because people. Here's the thing, like she could be selling paper clips. She probably has sold paper clips. Her inventory is not very good, to be honest. Um, and people love it. They're just hanging out with her. I always wonder if she gets like really, really good inventory, or she would be like one of the top streamers on the platform because she's so consistent. She's on the platform very, 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 very regularly. And that time slot also not very competitive. That late night slot, usually there's not a lot of other competition. Um, so she's found what works for her. Yeah, and a lot of the people in her stream don't buy, which is unfortunate. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. Sometimes she has good deals and they don't sell. So they just because her audience is a little bit different. Um, but if they were to release like tips and bonuses and rewards for that, she probably would be one of the top on the platform. Because I feel like you would get I don't know who the top jewelry is not a category that I follow. Um, she makes her cash more on eBay. It's possible. She has a really good voice. She has a deep, sexy voice. Lisa tries to buy from her every day. Um, she has a really, really good voice. I know, right? I guess S Grant is the best seller in jewelry on the platform. I don't watch any jewelry streams. I like Wittercoin. I like Trader Bia those guys. They're in the $1 million a month range. Um, I would guess from the revenue that they posted that clothing is probably like at most 10% of Whatnot sales. Um, so that just shows you how small like clothing is as part of the greater giant platform. She does have an ASMR voice. She's very introverted. I feel like if I met her in person, she would be shy, but I have no idea. And a lot of people in the Whatnot community and fashion category have met Brooke. I didn't meet her yet. She's very cool though. Is there any other questions? Oh, here's a question. Can I name a few good business models to implement on Whatnot? Okay. I heard in the study that you need 22 people who want the same thing to get a good price. So ideally, you would sell stuff that's not sized. So you'd sell like I feel like the storage auction people do really well and whatnot because if you have a really cool artifact like a sword or something, maybe there's 22 people who want that, but like a size medium something, it's really hard to get 22 people to want that because not everybody's a size medium. Um, so some good models on whatnot would be curated show is number one. Curated show means the whole show is one theme. That's the best show and whatnot by far. Second best model would be, I guess, liquidation. So you just everything's dollar starts fast, fast, fast. You're just moving through all of it. You have to have really low buy cost for that to work. It's something like Goodwill bin model or a clearance model that works. Um, Another one is like games. Games work on whatnot. You have to do it ethically, but games do work. They're called surprise sets now. Question is, did I start off in the beginning my reselling in a smart space? So I started in my garage in 2017, and then I moved to a storage unit in 2018, and I moved in my first warehouse last year, actually 2 years ago now, and then I moved into this space. This space is I've been here for about 10 months. Best advice for brand new storage auction sellers? Curated show. That's the best advice I can give you. Figure out how you're going to run your whole stream and then just make it interesting and fun for people. Show everything that you have. Best deal you can afford to price it at and then just go. Um, who has the top sneaker streamers? Probably Blazendary. I love Stu's shoes. I do not know where they acquire around 10,000 pairs a month. That's it. Truly impressive. That's 300 pairs a day they are acquiring. What an incredible business. Stu's shoes is so cool. Do I still think eBay is still worth it? Yes. Um, that's something that that's probably my worst reselling mistake was getting banned on eBay because it's just such a powerful platform to move goods. It's still a top platform for used goods. For getting the most money for your items, eBay is still king. What's good to sell next to clothes? Hmm. I don't think clothes sell very well in general. I would pick collectibles. Um, it's just hard to sell clothes because you need to be an expert. There's too many people who sell clothes. You have to be really good at it. 99%. I feel like 99% of clothes do not sell because they're just not good enough. Um, let me give you an idea. Um, I brought over 100 items to a store nearby. Auntie, you still here? I went to a store with 100 items. All of them were brand new. The highest they offered was $7. Every single item was brand new. Okay, the highest they offered was $7. All these name brand because they're like, we just can't sell anything. We can only sell like Nike, Patagonia, Lululemon if it's cheap. It can't even be like a normal deal. right? If it's not those three brands, they pay $7 for it. Doesn't matter because they can't pay because it doesn't sell. So like that's why it's so hard. So really, the only thing selling are those three brands. North Face does well too, but like getting it is very very hard. What brand clothing sold best for me on eBay? Filson, CC Filson. Okay, so here's a good question. What's the best time of day to run whatnot shows? Okay, so you guys tell me in the chat. Do you want to run when there's the most people, or do you want to run when there's the least competition? What do you guys think? Least competition or most people? That's the question. So if you're good, you stream when there's the most people. If you're bad, stream when there's the least competition. That's my opinion. What do you guys think? If you're good, you go to where the people are. If you're bad, maybe you need to be like on the corner, like when people are getting out of the club, because like they're hungry and they're really desperate for a hot dog covered in bacon. You're there, right? But if you're good, you need to be in the club where all the people are at. So like that's how I feel about it. You're really really good. You go where everybody is. Really bad. You kind of have to prey upon people at their lowest hour, because like if you're not good and you don't have a good item, the only reason people would buy from you is if they pity you, or like they're drunk, or like they're like 10 hours into their Instagram scroll and they're like, just kill me now, and they're buying your item. But normally there's no reason for them to buy from you. If there's another bigger streamer with better items going, they'd rather buy from them. Um, I know, right? Being at the club helps, but only if you're on stage or you're selling the bacon hot dogs at the end. Um, I just think people who cross sell are, it's like if you're bad at one thing and then you multiply that by being bad at something else, that's worse. That's like, that's why I like that saying. If you sell on two platforms, you sell on none. I really like that. If you sell the same item on two platforms, you're really selling nothing. You're just wasting your time. Why don't you sell two items on one platform? Or you can do different platforms, but sell different items. Right now, I'm on three different platforms with three different items because thank you for the tip. The three different platforms that I sell on have different demographics, right? Um, I just started on a new platform that's for younger people. Oh my god, it's so good. I'm just gonna say it, guys. Depop is so good. Oh my god, it's so much easier to use than Poshmark, and and I really, 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 really like promoted listings so much. So promoted listings is so good. So like, um, on Poshmark, promoted closet is so bad. Right? But promoted on Depop is so good. So like it just because most people will not pay to like if you promote at $50 an hour on whatnot, you're guaranteed to get people. If you're on eBay and you promote at 10% promote listing, you're guaranteed to get traffic, right? On Poshmark, I have no idea. Depop, you can promote a certain percentage and get certain people to come in. But it's just like Poshmark, you have no idea what you're spending your money on. It's so ineffective. Owl, I appreciate you. Um, but I'm just saying, like, dude, it's so insane. Depop is so good. I don't know if it's just like it's just the easiest platform to use. I really like it. I really like it. You can tell they learned from eBay, and it just did such a good job. I'm so excited. So yeah, I started Depop a couple days ago. Let's see. I started Depop just a couple days ago. I sold, just started. So I have 40. I got 40 sold a couple days ago. So I'm selling like maybe 5 to 10 items a day, which is not bad. I just started. So if I can get Depop, this is kind of crazy, but I'm hoping the Depop and Poshmark cover my overhead, and then 100% of my sales on whatnot are just straight profit. Hope I can cover my overhead with just my fixed price sales. Um, Oh my god, Depop customers are the worst. I think I accepted 10% of the people I accept their offer they pay. It's the worst buyer. It's because I think it's because they have no money. Like eBay is the best because the customers are older. Like it's like the boomer platform. So like everybody has money. They only like don't pay because they forgot. Depop, I think people don't have money. They just offer on all these things and they just don't pay when you accept it. So I don't think that's the thing. Um, they're definitely looking for trendier items because they're younger. They're younger. I don't know if I mean like they're just younger. What are Depop fees like? So there's no selling fees on Depop. They charge the buyer, and they charge only the processing fee, so 3%. So like you sell something for 15 bucks, you get like 14 or 13. It's the lowest fees, but they charge the buyer. Done is saying their customer service is awful, probably. Um, but I'm just saying like nobody knows me on Depop, and I just started, and I still have here, check it out. I have 3 feedback. Thank you. Super friendly and quick. The shoes I bought were good quality for like half the price they normally are. Shipped so quickly, perfect condition. So on my Depop, I have same day shipping because I'm small. Who is in here talking about being small? Are they still here? They probably left. Somebody here was talking about being small. Let me show you how small I am. I have 6, 18. I have 20 listings. Oh, sweet pea. Yeah, so I have 20 listings on Depop, and I've sold 40 items already. I do have more than one of everything that I'm selling. Um, man, that person is ready. Um, I just downloaded Vestiaire Collective to see, but I don't like Vestiaire Collective. It's garbage compared to Depop and Poshmark's platform at eBay. It's the worst platform I've ever sold on. So I don't like it so far, and I don't know if it makes sense for me to do that. Um, let's see. Oh, my Depop link. I don't think I get any. I'm not. I don't work for Posh. I don't have a referral code. I feel like. Do they have that? Um, that's surprising. They don't have it. Um, so Casey's. That is the. It's hard to explain. It's like I sell different items on Poshmark that I do on Depop than I do on whatnot. I think it's a waste of time to sell the same item. I don't see the referral code on here, and um, I don't need the referral code. Just sign up if you find that it's useful for you. I will say that it's a little bit hard. Like you better have no. For most people, you should put all your eggs in one basket. The thing is, um, okay, this is what most people do. They put the same egg in 3 baskets. Does that make sense? They hopefully this makes sense. They put the same egg in 3 baskets. They cross list on 3 platforms and they're bad at all 3 platforms with the same egg, right? Um, I have a whole bunch of way too many eggs. Okay, so I put some of these eggs over here, different eggs. Okay, there's no cross listing. I can't. I don't want to cross list and delist. I don't want to do that. Different eggs. I have a lot of eggs. Eggs are everywhere. Okay. If you have one egg, a couple eggs in the beginning, just put it in one basket. Um, um, Jamble. Man, they are aggressive. I don't sell on Jamble. It doesn't look very user friendly. I might try it in the future, but I don't think you should sell the same egg on different platforms. Yes. So S Grant, I think it depends. Like, um, also like I'm really just selling on Depop and Poshmark for fun. I like it, but again, it's not a major. It's like 1% of my sales. Um, yes, I will sell you. I will send you some patches. PJ. It's only for iPhone users. Wow, that is even worse. Um, that is even worse. Scrambled eggs feed the most. No, well, no, I don't think so. I think if you only have one egg, you just feed one person. Mercari and the Real Real. The Real Real is okay. Mercari is okay too. I just don't like the Mercari management because you can't put more than one quantity. That makes sense. I want to put multiple quantity for the same item, and on Mercari you can only do a quantity of one. I don't like that. Is it worth selling? I think it's worth selling in general because if you don't sell things and you don't know how much things are worth, so like I think you're selling everything. Like when you're at the club, no, I know it's a joke, but still I was just wondering, scrambled eggs, right? Because um I feel like okay, I have two kids. I feel like most kids they're not that picky at eating. It's just most people are really, really bad at cooking. Like I feel like you should be able to make something that a kid likes, right? If your only skill is like toasting bread, then you're kind of screwed because they need a little bit more fun. You gotta like make the scrambled eggs into a shape of a heart, or like have your food fly, or you gotta make it more interesting. They're not just gonna eat a blob of food you put on there. They have no idea what that is and they don't care. So like it's important to um, like sell your kid on eating it. Otherwise, I can't even imagine if you were bad at skills, your kids just fucking destroy you. Sorry, my language. If you are not skillful, your kids will just destroy you, ruin your life. Because they're good at selling. Kids are good at selling. Okay. Been watching me on YouTube for years. Um, I okay. You know what? Like this is how a kid operates. I want this. And you're like, no, 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 it's not time for that. They're like, I still want this. I don't care that it's not time for it. You're like, oh no, that's not what we do. And you're like, I don't really care if that's not what we do. I still want this. And then you're like, no, well, we're gonna go do this. And they're like, no, we're just gonna do this. It's just they just want that. That's it. But adults, they give up immediately. Oh, it's hard? Okay, never mind, I won't try. Selling on one else hard? Okay, I don't won't try. Selling on eBay's hard? Oh, I don't know where to get stuff. It's too hard. But it's like literally the slightest hesitation, they won't do it. I don't get it. I told you guys, there's a lady that watched my YouTube content for 9 months. I'm gonna go up to this story. She had not listed a single item. She's like, I'm getting ready to build my business. And I was like, yo, girl, um, can you want I'm gonna call you right now. Give me your phone number. I called her. I'm like, I'm gonna wait on the phone while we list an item together. Okay? What are you doing? 9 months? So then we listed an item, a tea kettle, right? We took pictures, we uploaded it. I waited on the phone while she did it. It took her like 9 minutes, not very long for somebody who's their first time ever. She posted it. I posted on my Instagram, hey, this lady just posted her first teacup on eBay. Do you guys have any suggestions for her? And somebody was like, oh, I love it. Great item. I bought it. Okay, so she sold an item within like I want to say an hour. Took her 9 minutes to list it. Somebody bought it, right? I don't know if they got it or if it was how she shipped it or whatever. Then she never listed item again. That was it. The only item that she listed was the one that I called her and we did it on the phone together. It's amazing. That's the world we live in right now. People want they don't want to be successful. It's hard. Hard the whole time is hard. It never gets easier. That's probably the best advice I can give you guys. It never gets easier. Okay? You get better. You get better but it never gets easier. This is you guys know how like my talks are both depressing and inspiring at the same time. There you go. I just nailed it for you. Never gets easier, only gets harder, but you hopefully get better. All right. Those are paper towel rolls for the bathroom. We should put those in sometime. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna go. Everybody have a wonderful day. I'm gonna raid myself. See what my girls are doing. They're selling shoes right now, so I'll see you guys over there. Free shipping today. Take care.